Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And I made a video and it was talking about fear. And it's basically what I've been learning uh, on why people are so obedient and, why people, there's I want to say slow into action, but I think it's not slow. I think they just don't do action. They're, I hate to say they're intimidated by action or an adventure and stuff like that. Uh, but the thing is, and I've never been one of these that say, well, this would have when I was a kid, and so I'm retarded because, when I was a kid. Now, I don't buy those excuses. Um, I've made videos talking about how you can change your personality. And, but one thing that I've pretty much starting to think is, and I never really thought about it before, but I think the reason why I'm able to do the stuff that I do is one, I'm a moral person. And since I'm a moral person, like I say, I don't know all the laws. And I say I go to foreign countries, I go to different states, I go to all different kinds of places, and I break a lot of laws, but they're not immoral laws. They're laws used to kind of keep the population under control, and uh, even those I sometimes break, but it's not like I do it on purpose. I mean, they come up with some really weird laws, and but I never get in trouble. And the reason I don't get in trouble is because, like I say, I don't do immoral acts. And then I've talked about uh, when you are making decisions, if you can decide thinking morally, this is the morally right thing to do, and then you do it. Because if you just think, well, this is the right thing to do, and I just do it, is one thing. But when you're using your morals to do this, then after a while you get in a habit. And when you are morally correct and you don't think about the laws, then you just think, well, this is the morally correct thing to do, and you do it. It becomes much easier as you become a habit of doing the morally right thing. One of my really good examples, and I already mentioned it, but when I was in Guatemala, I got into it with a guy, and it ended up, this one guy, the first time, and he was going around scaring everybody. And then he came around to me, and I popped him in the shoulder. And then when I hit him in the shoulder, he turned around, and then I got him in a chokehold, and I took him outside, and everybody was telling me, "Oh no, don't do that." Hey, I didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, I did the morally correct thing. This guy's scaring people, and I took him outside. And then after that, the security guard came and some other people, and they were trying to talk sense into him, and he was getting all goofy and started getting really wild and started getting violent. And then I went back out, and then so when I went out, and that's something I try to tell people, don't do it. This is one of the things. In the normal conditions, I wouldn't go to the trouble. When it was where I was at, I can handle it. But when I had to leave this area to go out to where he was having trouble, that's that starts getting a little goofy. And so when I went out, he acted like he knew some martial arts, and he started going, like this kind of stuff. And I walked up to him and I whacked him right in the throat. And then what happened? Everybody grabbed me again, like I did something wrong, So they grabbed me, and then after that, they took the guy, he's gagging and stuff. So then they take him out in the parking lot. And then after they got him out in the parking lot, now he really started getting nasty. And it was funny because the security guard had a shotgun. And that's what I was waiting for. What are you going to do with a shotgun? You're going to shoot at somebody that's acting disruptive. You're going to shoot him. I was real curious how they're going to do that. And so during that particular time, he started getting more violent, and he started pushing people and stuff like this. And so then so then I went back out again. And then this time when I went out, I walked up to him and I grabbed his ears, and then I twisted his ears and pulled him up on his tippy toes. And boy, he was screaming. And, he just sounded like a little teenage girl, just screaming and hollering. And I took him on out in the street. And I just set him down in the street. And then I, told him to go away, so. And then it come to find out, they have a law in Guatemala, and one of the laws they don't have is self-defense. There is no self-defense. They don't need a self-defense law. And that's because it's illegal to hurt someone. You can't hit anybody. You can't pull a weapon on people and stuff like that. It's illegal. See, so what can you do? You don't have to do nothing, because he broke the law. He's going to go to jail. Well, they don't always go to jail. If you know anything about what goes on in Central America and Mexico, a lot of people do a lot of bad things and don't go to jail. So, but like I say, they all have the no self-defense. And, and that's ended up was the problem. Was me, when I hit him in the shoulder and then choking him out, took him outside, that was breaking the law. But I didn't finish that. When I went back and I whacked him in the throat, that's against the law too, And then, like I say, then turn around and grab him by the ears, that's all illegal. And so I broke the law 3 times, probably within, maybe 7 minutes, something like that. And so, you would think I would get in trouble, but I didn't get in trouble. And there's a lot of things like that I've done, not only in Central America, but even here in the United States. I've been known to pull out my gun and do things, and like I say, I've never gotten in trouble in any of these things. But what happened? I was morally right on all of them. And now legally, I don't know, but I was morally right. And now I will admit at that time, the police had a hard time. You're going to arrest somebody that did the morally right thing to do, even though he did break the law, so, they just kind of stayed away from me. But then again, remember, I'm not a stranger to the police. They used to know me and know of me, and because like I say, I was training SWAT, so they kind of knew of me. So it was a little different. And what I'm trying to get across is, as long as you are moral, okay, do I worry I'm breaking the law and all this? That's another set of problems. Once they arrest me and go to court and all that, that's another set of problems. But I don't think that far ahead, because like I say, I'm doing a moral act. And they stay away from me on that kind of stuff. Now, even in China, it was the same thing in that place, talking about a lack of morals, but the same thing. One thing, like I say, I'm an American, and they don't even know what morals are, but it's just, do you want to mess with this guy? Because he's an American citizen, and then my name, Ma, is Chinese name. So, it's a lot easier just to let it go. Why? Because nobody was harmed. Not like it was the morally right thing to do, because they don't have morals. So they never thought about is did you do something immoral? They just thought, well, it's a lot easier not to give them any trouble and just let it go at that. And but what I'm saying is, you would do the same thing with bullies, and this is what I'm talking about. And bullies will come, like say, in a school, when you're a little kid in school. They happen on the street. Now, like I say, I don't go to bars because there's a lot of bullying going on in a bar, and then now that's going to be, you're not going to be doing any moral acts if you're in a bar. So whatever you do there, you're probably going to get in trouble. But I say, I take my morals seriously, and I don't have to think too much about it, because I know this is an immoral act and what they're doing, and then I do what is the morally right thing to do. That's why I push morals, and that's why I'm thinking the younger people, I don't think they understand morals. I think they're so wrapped up in the internet, and they're like I say, for my kids, I was the only one that told my kids what to do. Now, you can tell them what to do to make them a better person and stuff like that, but you're not going to tell my kids, what they say. Don't forget, I've owned restaurants, and what they do in restaurants, put up your hands, all right, go into the walk-in and stuff like that. I don't do none of that stuff, so, because I know what's going to happen, and I'm going to do what I got to do. And my kids know that too. So, you're not going to tell my kids, put up your hands and go over there and sit down or get on your knees, stuff like that. They're not going to listen to you. And they don't even know it. But like I say, they've been brought up morally. They've been brought up to do the morally right thing, and they haven't. Sometimes they make mistakes, and then they'll think about it, and they'll think, well, that really wasn't, they'll get something that's inside of them that's hurting them, that maybe they shouldn't have done that. And what that is, the morals. They knew that wasn't the proper thing to do, or they should have done something and they didn't do anything. Now for me, I had a lot of that stuff when I was younger. I shouldn't have done things, and I didn't do it, and then afterwards I thought about it, and I thought, oh, man, I should have done something. The good thing is, right off the top of my head, I can't figure where somebody's lost their life on my inaction. But I'm sure there was some time or another, even if something, when somebody's getting ready to do something stupid, I just didn't say nothing. I just didn't let them do something stupid. And I didn't say anything. But what I'm trying to get across is, be moral and use your morals. That will make you stronger. And when you're strong, there's nothing to fear. What's the fear? I don't understand what is there to fear. Everything that scares me, I've taken steps to make it so, well, there's no reason to be scared of it. And it's my health. I say I take my health serious. I went, before I eat something really nasty for me, I know what I'm doing, and I take the proper steps afterwards. Money. We're always worried, oh, you don't have enough money, you're going to die broke or well, I don't know about die, but you're going to get old and they're going to have nothing and stuff like that. You hear me talk about gold and silver. You don't hear me talking about investing because I don't invest. I don't know a lot of this stuff. And but I do know gold and silver. And I know if you got gold and silver, well, you won't be broke if you got gold and silver. So I'm not worried about being broke. And then, like I say, so you're worried about broke, health. I don't know what else there is to worry about. Those are the things that the hardest things for me to do is, like I say, the health thing is, especially the older I get. You know, what are you going to do when you get old? You know, well, I'm old now, and you know, trying to figure out, okay, what do you do and this kind of stuff. And I'm trying to stay moral when I do it. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. This Mike, NoStressMike.com.